Now, being really honest, I have sold a lot of things in my life that I'm sorry I sold. I sold a 55 Chevy. I wish I could buy it back for what I sold it for. I sold my air coupe. Really sorry I got out of that. Wish I had it back. So many things. I was tempted to sell. I gave in. I took the money. Did what I always do with the money, something that made it disappear into the black hole in space. And then I'm sorry I sold it. Well, somehow the GS1100E that I bought new in 1982 has avoided that pitfall of my life. And I'm so sorry to hear when people put comments on the video that they sold this bike or that bike or their GS. It's sad, but I am so glad I never sold this bike. So my thought always is, how does a bike get to be iconic? How does it get to be that wherever you go, people recognize this bike as being one of the real icons of the 80s? And I think one of the first things that would make any bike iconic is it stands the test of time. To me, the beauty of the design, the design work of the blending everything in to one package, I think that's exceptional on this bike. And if you look close here, you can see the lakes are starting to freeze up. Well, this is just part of living in this part of the country. It's starting today. And again, about the iconic style, and no matter what angle you look at it from, everything matches, everything seems to belong. It isn't like at the end of it they decided to just add like a Mr. Potato Head part. Everything on this bike, to me, is really, I mean really well styled. And all the iconic styling in the world, if you don't have an iconic engine, a bulletproof engine, that in its time was one of the most sought after engines if you were building a drag racer, that engine is iconic too. And when I changed the wheels to black with the red accent stripe that matches the Suzuki lettering, I thought that was a little bit, just a little bit of an upgrade over the stock wheels that came with the bike. And one of the things I do like is no matter what angle you look at this bike, from the side, the back, low, high, if you look out your attic window, the styling, to me, it just really is beautiful. Now look at the bright sun hitting the leaves, the autumn leaves, and reflecting in the engine. If that isn't an iconic picture, wow, I didn't realize that picture was going to come out like that when I took it. Now, Karen always tells me of all the bikes that I have, she thinks styling-wise, this is the most beautiful bike. And she's a trained artist. And I love that color. And if there ever was an iconic sound, the sound that comes out of even the stock mufflers, and some of the ones with aftermarket exhausts, or this exhaust is an 86, but the sound that comes out of the engine is just beautiful. And all that polished aluminum glistening in the sun. Every time you go to take a picture, you have to be careful. The sun isn't reacting like a mirror back and ruin your picture. What a beautiful bike. I love it. So iconic styling, iconic power, iconic sound, and there's a lot of reasons to like this motorcycle. I'm so glad I have two of them in my collection, and I'll have this till I die. Now last winter I upgraded the 40-year-old brake system with steel lines from Joe Padula and brand new rotors from Pokey. Guys, thank you very much. I enjoy using them every ride. And what I like most about this bike is it does so many things well. It in every way. It's comfortable. It gets really good mileage for a bike this good. It's good if you have a passenger. And it just, the styling always is the cherry on a sundae. Now, again, there's so many things that I think the bike does well, and it suits my needs. I like to get on a bike and not have a backache after 3 or 4 hours, not have sore shoulders or wrists, and I want to always be comfortable when I'm done with the ride. Joe Padula said something interesting. He's finished his restoration. We went out riding together with the two GSs, and he said the bike is as comfortable as his brand new BMW touring bike. That's saying something. And of course I have 1640 gearing with a 530 chain conversion, and that has worked so well because I have to ride out to this riding area on Route 80 every time I ride, and it just makes the cruise out there, the engine is hardly even above idle. And one of the very few things I wish Suzuki had done better or different was to make the airbox and pulling the carburetors off the bike just a little bit easier, just a little bit. And as a free bonus, having historic plates, it's historically registered. What it means is it's basically a free bike for the rest of my life. Never have to pay to register the bike again. That's good. Well, at least one thing today, the leaves seem to stay on the side of the road. I didn't hit a lot of patches where there were leaves blowing out into the road. And boy, that's a giant big advantage. And kind of a little sad note, I wonder how many bikes over the years were very close to becoming iconic, but they just had one fatal flaw. This one doesn't. Another thing I really like, the way they have the instruments that you can actually see them without bending over or squinting. Classic instruments. And back in the 80s, they still hadn't started making bikes out of plastic and covering everything with flat black plastic parts. They actually left some aluminum showing, and if you wanted to, you could polish away and make it as shiny as anything. And one of the only problems was we started out at 40 degrees. Up here, up north, it's probably more in the very high 30s, but it never really warmed up today. But it doesn't seem to matter warm or cold or somewhere in between. Going through the gears or holding that throttle wide open, there's just no way that isn't fun. No matter what bike you like best, it's fun. Now, whether I'm out riding or doing some maintenance on the motorcycle or sitting in the editing studio, I just go over and over in my mind about the time and there was one time I was tempted to sell this bike to Andy Lee. He eventually bought exactly the same bike. It's a long story. And Andy, if you ever get to see this video, I know you'll remember that day. We sat in my backyard and talked about it. He eventually sold me a luggage rack that I put on the back of the bike during the years that Karen liked to ride with me. And so many good memories here. And I always feel, again, so bad when people put a comment in a video about they had one, they sold it. Oh boy, that's... I have pictures all around where I edit video of things I sold, and I'm sorry I sold them. But I'm glad, I'm absolutely positively glad I never sold the GS. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Whether you have a GS or you've already sold one, either way, I hope the video itself has brought back some good memories and a smile to your face. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.